What's up, baby?
Seriously. I mean, I sent 4 requests in. It's unreal. I don't
I don't
know.
know, man. I've been here. I've been listening to you talk, and someone said, nice hat, dork. That wasn't me, but I was thinking that same thing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, before we get going, first of all, it is a holiday, and let's remember why we do have this day. It's for all the brave men and women out there who gave their ultimate sacrifice so that we could have our freedoms and enjoy our families, our cookouts, all our amazing freedoms that we have today, the ability to watch baseball. I've always taught my kids this, and it's right for us. It might not be right for you. I don't know, but I'll say it each and every time we honor our brave men and women. If you see somebody in uniform, go up and just thank them. Just thank them. I think it's a little token. They don't even want to hear it from you necessarily. I've heard people say, hey, listen, it's our honor to serve you. It's what we've chosen to do with our lives. But still, I think it's a real important thing to do if you can. So
100%. When you're out there having a good time, at the very least, take a moment, deep breath, and just say, thank you, for letting us be able to do this. I totally agree with you. It's a very important weekend. A lot of people take it for granted, but it's nice to stop and realize why we're able to live the way we do. So.
Yep. And this isn't a political thing. It's not.
No.
I don't care where you where you are in the political arena. I think we can all kind of agree that the people that are serving our country, thank you.
100%.
All right, so let's start talking about a little bit about the weekend that was. And let's start it out in the American League East. You got the Rays up a game on Boston and 4.5 up on the Yankees. The Rays have just been rolling the last 2.5 weeks. They've won 15 of 16. In the meantime, New York got swept in Detroit in a series of at least 3 games for the first time since 2000. So what's the bigger story here? The Rays coming in on a big-time run, or the Yankees offense continuing to struggle?
I'm always going to go with the positivity, baby. So I'm going to talk about the Rays a little bit. I love what they're doing. We always think about the Rays, and yeah, they can pitch, and they can pitch, but they can hit too. They're second in the league in OPS plus, and they're doing it with a bunch of guys who other organizations just didn't really want. Joey Wendell from the A's. You got Austin Meadows in the trade from the Pirates. You got Randy, obviously, from the Cardinals. And they just go out, and I say it all the time. They put their guys in positions to succeed. And there's really no Rays way. It's more like you do you and be confident, and collectively we're going to roll because of that. So I just love what they're doing. Another thing I thought is awesome for them is they are 19-7 on the road. They're 12 games over 500 on the road, and that to me is a mark of a very good team.
It was interesting because Joe Girardi, the Phillies, just went down there and lost a brief 2-game set in St. Pete, and he said afterward, the Rays organization does this better than anyone out there. They figure out roles for guys, and the guys embrace the roles that they take. And you talk about it. A lot of the guys that are having success there, they haven't necessarily failed elsewhere. They just haven't done what they're doing in Tampa elsewhere. And so, Girardi was like, I don't know. I think it's incumbent on our organization to find guys that can do that as well, that can fill certain roles. With all that being said, I am curious to see if the Yankees are going to pull off a big-time move offensively. Like some people say, well, I'm just looking at the back of the baseball card. Well, sometimes that stops working. In a given year, the baseball card has a bad year.
Yeah.
So are you really going to sit around and waste another season of Garrett Cole and let Aroldis Chapman get a year older and all that sort of stuff? Or are you going to try and make a move to help your offense? Right?
I agree, Chris, but we're obviously very Yankee heavy with John and Jake, and they do not want to hit that luxury tax threshold, which that's a self-imposed cap. So if they,
what does that mean? Are they paying the salaries? Am I missing something? I mean, I know they're paying your salary. They're paying my salary.
I'm telling you, obviously they should go do it, but they have set a hard cap for themselves. They only have so much money to spend, and that's by their design. I want to keep reiterating that there's no cap in baseball. You can go spend as much money as you want. They've imposed that on themselves, and they don't want to go over it. So they are going to have to figure out how to do it with the guys they have, or they're going to have to get really creative and go get somebody that's, maybe not making something. But they got to figure it out. They got to figure it out.
Their OPS is under 700. I mean,
Bad.
with that lineup, I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. And people say, well, Stanton's been out of the lineup, Judge missed some time, and he's really been the one carrying him, and LeMahieu hasn't played well, and they've barely seen Luke Voigt this year. Those are all facts. I don't care. The Yankees they've been decimated by injuries offensively the last 2 or 3 years, and they've still done it.
Yeah, I think the injuries have kind of caught up from. They've been able to make do the last couple of years, like you said, but they've just put themselves in a bad position coming out and saying we're not spending any more money.
Okay. Hey, quick reminder, we're just a few weeks away from Father's Day. So if you're like, my dad's got everything, what in the world do I get him? Here's what you get him. Dugout Mugs. Go to dugoutmugs.com, use the keyword Rose, and you're going to get a discount. So you can get stuff engraved on the Dugout Mug, like the Chris Rose rotation. You don't have to get that engraved. I won't be offended if you want to get Pop's nickname or something cool that you call him. You get the wind up as well to pop open his favorite bottle. You got that. And then the knob shot, which is everybody's favorite. So go to dugoutmugs.com, use the keyword Rose. The first 500 that do get a 35% discount. That is a 35% discount. The next 500 in line get a 30% discount. The next 500 after that, 25%, and so on and so on. We want to save you money. We want to get Pops a nice gift for Father's Day. Go out and do it. Dugoutmugs.com, keyword Rose. Cheers to you. All right, let's move back to this. Only 2 games separate the top 3 teams in the National League West. You got the Padres, followed by the Giants, followed by the Dodgers. So what was more impressive this weekend? San Diego winning 2 of 3 in the fashion they did down in Houston, or the G-Men taking 3 of 4 in the home of the defending World Series champs?
Both are very impressive, but I feel like I talked about the Giants enough, so I'll give the Padres a little bit of love. I've always said Houston's a very tough place to go and play, cheating scandal or not. It's just a tough place to play. It's loud. You know, your no lead is ever safe, and that's kind of what we saw this weekend, but the Padres were the ones doing it. Tatis with the homer in the 8th on Friday was amazing. Then they go and score 7 in the 11th.
Yep.
5 runs in the last 2 innings on Saturday before they put 3 runs in the 12th. And even when they lost, they put up 3 runs in the 9th. So when you have a team continuously putting up runs late in the game, like that it's tough. Like you're not going to win a lot of those games against a team that's doing that. And I guess as much credit as we'll give to their offense for continuing to roll, you have to give to their bullpen. Because their starters were okay. They didn't do great, but bullpen comes in, shuts Houston down towards the end of the game, allows them the chance to come back. And, man, like some of those games, it's just so fun to watch them rally. And then when they like smell blood, they keep going. They don't stop. So it's really impressive. I thought, I don't know. I as much credit, though, as we're giving the offense, like I said, the bullpen deserves just as much.
Can I just – I have no idea how Fernando Tatis Jr. did that thing with his body, that Matrix-looking stuff.
Don't try that, Chris. Do not try that.
No, forget it. I can barely get out of bed every day. I mean, I'm as stiff as a wall. It's terrible. But, I mean, it was crazy. And then for the first baseman to miss the ball.
Right before the homer, yeah.
Yeah, like that's a –
But you know it's going to happen.
You knew it with him.
Oh.
You knew it with him. Quick shout-out to the Giants.
Yeah, you have to.
I think we're going to look back. If the Giants stay in this thing, the Friday night play by Tauchman where he stole the Pujols homer because the Dodgers had come back. They were about to walk it off. If that happens, the Giants were about to fall to 0-5 against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Instead, they ended up winning the next 3. So that is a huge shift, and I get it. It's still all happened in the month of May. But, man, if the Giants are having a special year, that is the play they're going to look back on. And 2 other things. Gausman is on fire. I know he's got a little bit of a hip issue that he's been battling. He had to come out after 6 shutout yesterday. He has been phenomenal. When he signed, the agreement for $18.9 million or whatever, people were like, "What? You're going to pay that guy $19 million?" He's been worth every penny. And then we've talked about the guys like Longo and Buster Posey and Brandon Crawford back to their old form, which has been great. But a guy like Austin Slater, to finally have this opportunity, he's already got a career-high 7 homers. They're going to need that sort of production if they're going to stay in this thing. So kudos to them, even though I think they're still selling.
I was going to ask you. First of all, Austin Slater, badass name.
Yeah, it is.
You still think they're selling, though?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I know. I'm going to say it all the way till July 31st, and then everybody can roast me. But go for it in the chat. I don't mind. I'll take it. All right, next one. The reason I'm wearing this hat is because the Diamondbacks finally won a game after 2 weeks. They had dropped 13 in a row. How hard were you rooting for them over the weekend?
I wasn't really rooting for them one way or the other, I'll be honest with you.
Well,
But
wait
I
a
will
second.
say
Hold on.
I'm
What's the
happy for
longest
them.
losing streak you've had? Did you
I
ever hit
kind of
double
went back
digits?
and I kind of went back and looked, and I was on the team when we had like a 16 game losing streak, but I was hurt.
What?
I was hurt.
The
So
Twins lost 16 in a row?
yeah, I think so. It might have been 12. I don't know, but I guess I was hurt. The longest that I've been a part of was 9 to begin that same season,
Ooh.
2016. We thought a pretty good lineup. We brought in Byung-ho Park from Korea. Me, him, and Sano and Dozier and Mauer at the top of the line. We thought we were going to be really good. We came out and lost 9 in a row
Ouch.
to start the season, and it felt like everybody was just looking at us saying, you stink. Like, you're not representing our city. It's a horrible feeling. So,
Uh,
you know, for those guys in Arizona, they know they're not going to win much this year, but Major League Baseball is a dream job, except when you're doing something like that. Then it is an absolute nightmare. You show up to the field. It is not fun at all. You're supposed to have a short memory with stuff like this, but you can't.
no.
And until you win some games, you show up to the field, and it's not the same game. It's not Major League Baseball.
No.
It's literally, I don't want to say it's a torture chamber, but it feels so bad. I want people to know that guys aren't just messing around. When you get into something like that, you feel the weight of the world on your shoulders. So I'm happy for them they got off.
Yeah, that's what Josh Rojas admitted. He was like, every at-bat, you are feeling the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
He said it's horrible. By the way, it was one shy of the franchise worst, a 14-game losing streak, which happened in 2004. That's the year they lost 111 games. So hopefully they're not directed in that. But good luck tonight, because you know who they get? Where's my hat? I don't know. All right, my Jacob deGrom hat. That's who they get tonight. After
Okay, so he got pushed back last night.
Yeah. Bang. Take that. And by the way, Orioles, go win a game now. Like, you're on the clock. Haven't they lost like 12 in a row or something? Oh, gosh. All right. Kind of an open-ended question here. Most memorable performance of the weekend. Could be team-related, individual moment, great catch, amazing play, at bat. What do you got?
This was easy for me. My guy, Lucas Giolito, absolutely dominating the Orioles, and he was doing – his changeup was the best I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
He was making people look foolish. I put out a tweet. I said, changeups just make – swinging strikeouts on changes just make the hitter look more foolish than any other pitch. I couldn't stop watching the video. And then not only was he dominating them, he was kept staring at him. Afterwards, that's not like Lucas. You know Lucas. He's a nice guy. But he was possessed or something. And I asked him, I said, were they chirping at you? Like, what was going on, dude? Why were you so mad at them? And he said he was just locked in. He said he didn't really know what he was doing. So, look, if you see that look in Lucas's eyes and he's got that changeup working, just run the other way because you're not hitting it.
So I could have gone a couple different ways. I thought Robbie Grossman with a walk-off homer Friday night against the Yankees was really cool for him. Woodruff has been amazing this year. We haven't talked enough about him. I thought he was fantastic in his win over Washington. But I'm going to go with a guy we're not going to hear about the rest of the season. Roman Quinn of the Phillies. I was watching the game, I think it was on Saturday, where rounding 30 blew out his Achilles midway through. He got up and he hopped on one leg to complete the play and score the run. I'm sorry, if you don't have the ultimate respect for a guy, it could have been easy to just lay down on the field and say, that's it, I'm done. 100%. He got up and you could see his leg dangling, and I was like, oh my gosh. And he hopped all the way home and got carried off of the field by his manager and a couple other guys. Like, to me, and I'm not a LeBron hater, believe me. He's the only guy that's gotten me a championship in my lifetime. But when LeBron spends 90 seconds on the floor because he got poked on the eye and Roman Quinn is hopping on one leg to score a run, to me that shows you something.
Yeah, I like Roman a lot. I got to play with him in the Phillies org in both AAA and the big leagues, and he's a great guy. He's got so many tools, and you really want to see him take off. And this is tough. And it was Kobe-esque, man. Kobe
totally
torn Achilles, going back and shooting the free throws. So just like sending good vibes Roman's way because he's one of the good guys in the show.
All right, last one. Did you see the scene out in L.A.? Yastrzemski gives the ball to a little kid. He's sitting there. He whispers something to his mom, turns to the lady next to him, hands her the ball, and she was like, no, you hang on to it. And he's like, no, here. And she was like, oh, okay, it's a ball. It's cute. I love it. Thank you. She tried to give it back to him, and he just pushed it like, no, here, you take it, girl. Go for it. Is there any question this kid is going to be a stud when he grows up?
Yeah, he's like a young Chris Rose right there.
Yeah.
Putting it out,
Exactly it.
I thought it was really funny, and I think probably afterwards he's like, man, I made a big mistake. Let that be a lesson to you guys. Don't be just giving things away, all right? Like, think about it a little bit more.
No. Are you kidding me? That is fantastic because he can play that. He'll have that on his phone forever. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, but remember, the kid was like 4 years old. He's going to get home and be like, damn it, I wish I had that baseball.
Stop. He's going to get another baseball at some point. I guarantee you somebody's going to run one out to him, and they're going to be like, you are the dude who tried to get that to him.
Look, he's a stud.
Dude, that was awesome. He's all right in my book. All right, what do you got coming up?
I'm headed back right now. We're going to do the series recaps, which is going to be awesome because I get to go make fun of Jimmy and Jake about the Yankees getting swept by the Tigers. I'll have a sequence coming out tomorrow, but, we're rolling, baby. Middle of the season, ready to go. What do you got?
So we got the latest Trevor May episode that is out. We taped it on Saturday. A lot of stuff going on. He talks about his blog, which apparently if you are a pitcher with the name Trevor in the major leagues, you have to have your own blog. And so he has started that. He talks about the time where he was instructed to throw at somebody. We were talking about what happened with the Twins and the White Sox, and he was like, do I tell this story or not? He's like,
oh, is it Abreu?
He didn't mention who it was. He didn't mention who it was, what it was. He didn't say who. He didn't even mention what team he was on. He said it was a while ago. So I don't know what it was, but it's really, really interesting stuff. We talk about goop on the baseball. He has a different take than Trevor Williams and Stephen Brault, so it's all good. And tomorrow we're going to move the show up to 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific, because I have to tape a Miguel Rojas, Nick Castellanos interview.
Love it. Fun. That's awesome.
All right, dude. Have a great time with Jimmy and Jake. Really, really rub it in on.
I'm going to. Trust me.
Yeah. And don't forget to tell Jake that he sucks.
Of course. He knows.